So welcome to Alive in Lockdown. I'm Caroline Wiseman. I'm here at the Aldborough Beach Art House. And I am talking to Shaun Caton. Shaun was one of the 28 artists who came out to Venice for Alive in the Universe exactly this time last year. So, Shaun, tell us, well, we first met when you came to Aldborough, didn't we? You came and found us.
I did.
Then we invited you to put on a project here, and then your project then moved on forwards and became what you came in Venice. So tell us all about how your mind worked, and actually tell everybody about what you do as well. You know, the range of works you do, and then how that all came together for the fabulous work that you did in Venice. So tell all our.
Thank you, Caroline. Yes, we met 5 years ago in Aldborough. I wrote a letter to you. I discovered the lookout, and I'd heard about you from Mary Alice Stack, who was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And she said, one day you'll work with Caroline Wiseman and you two will become friends. And she was right.
Yes.
And I did a performance over 2 weeks during Easter of 2016.
Yeah.
Both in the lookout and on the beach. And we explored a lot of different territory.
Yeah.
Very experimental type of performance.
It was very strange. Because obviously you wear a mask. You know, the thing about you, Shaun, is you look very kind of regular kind of guy. You look like you could be a solicitor or something. But actually when you do your performances, suddenly this shaman, you have an internal shaman, don't you? And then that's it. And then you walked on the beach with your mask on. It was quite kind of frightening, and your flag.
Yeah. And hundreds of coloured ribbons, I remember.
Hundreds of ribbons. It's all drama, the whole thing, yeah.
It was very, very windy. And so the ribbons went in all different directions and made the most incredible colour.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I mean, people joined in and came every day. There was no sort of shortage of participants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kids and old age pensioners, all sorts of people.
Yeah.
Even the local bin man, I think, came along and had a look. You know, and so
then, Shaun, I put the idea to you. I said, David Baldry and I are curating Alive in the Universe at the Venice Biennale. Would you like to be one of the artists? And you said, yes, please. And you said to me, I haven't been to Venice for,
40 years.
40 years. So you and I went out together, didn't we? We went out.
We did.
We went to the Palazzo Pesaro Fava. And what did you think about this Gothic
I loved
palazzo?
It was an incredible atmospheric place.
Yeah.
500, 600 years old, right next to the Misericordia Canal, full of history. Had a font by the front door. Upstairs was the ghost of Casanova.
Yes.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a place like that.
Well, and that space was so dramatic, wasn't it? So you were already then where you begin to think about ideas for the performance that you would do.
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us what kind of ideas you had. What were you thinking of?
Well, the space was very long and narrow, and it was excellent for projecting things onto. I know that we had giant screens as well, but I wanted to use the textured surface of the walls, which had a sort of damask embossed paper on it. And I wanted to use every aspect of the space and have the audience involved as participants, wearing masks and performing with me.
Yeah.
So that's how I started to formulate the ideas.
Yeah.
Then I made 150 shadow puppets from cardboard and painted them. And all the other stuff I packed. I made masks. Someone helped me to make the masks. I think you wore one of the masks.
I did wear
in
a mask.
the actual performance.
And
Everyone was involved.
How many were there of us participating in your performance?
About 35 or 40.
35.
Yeah.
And we were all making noises, weren't we? We were all banging.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the objects that we were banging.
Instruments, singing, humming, making funny noises, sort of going into a sort of primordial state of being.
I think we were, weren't we? We felt like being a caveman in some kind of doing some shamanic ritual in a cave.
in the middle of Venice, yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was
there
tremendous.
were hundreds of projections all over the walls, on
Yeah,
the ceiling, on the screens,
yeah.
multiple layers of colours,
It was so
and
colourful. The thing about
everyone,
your work is that just behind your head, actually, if you just move your head slightly, Shaun, we can see some of your pieces there. Because not only are you a prolific performer, I see here you've done 400 performances around the world.
yeah,
You know, because you've performed, haven't you, in Warsaw and Berlin and
everyone, yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
That you not only do you do that, but also you're a prolific painter. And again, you have the same
yes,
energy that you take
yeah,
out of you, don't you? As you do these paintings very fast, and they
yeah,
look for du buffet. Let's just say du buffet, aren't they? They're very kind of. They've got that look about them. And
yes,
but color is your thing, and shape, isn't it? Shape and
yeah,
color. And
yeah.
now
So
tell
the
us.
cutouts are very similar to the actual paintings and drawings. They all feed into one another, Caroline.
Yeah,
So I'll turn a painting into a shadow puppet,
yeah, yeah.
or I'll turn a shadow puppet into a collage. So
And then your body
since
is an extension of your paintbrush, isn't it? You know, you say, because
it
you
is,
describe how you could be painting or cutting out,
yeah,
but actually when you are in your shamanic state with your hood on and you are dancing around with it, that is
yeah,
actually an extension of your paintbrush.
that
So
is.
we can
And
see your
I'm,
film online, so the people click onto the film and they'll see the excitement of the performance. Now tell us what's been happening then. How has your Venice experience of Alive in Universe this time last year, how has it affected what you've been doing? How, and then what projects have led on from that? And tell us what you're working on now.
it gave me the confidence to do upscaled work, to do really huge collaborative projects with big groups of people. So following on from Venice, I did one at the National Museum of Wales in Cardiff,
Yeah,
and I had 25 people involved with that one.
yeah.
And they were operators moving the shadow puppets, wearing masks, moving, operating colored lights, humming, singing and chanting. So that was part of a big live art festival last July.
Wonderful.
And so, if you like, the thing I did in Venice was the start of a new type of work for
Well,
me,
that's so
a
brilliant to hear.
totally immersive sort of theatrical kind of experience in which people get absolutely involved
Yeah,
alongside me, and I'm just sort of orchestrating it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so thrilled about that. And then
yeah,
that, and then other projects you've been doing, I know, and you were, yeah, and you've got other big projects I know in the pipeline, but slightly perhaps, who knows, but I know you had another
question
major,
mark.
major
Yeah,
project happening, or happen sometime, but obviously with the COVID-19 pandemic we're in now, it's putting back
yeah.
everything.
It
And
is, Caroline, but they haven't written to me and said no. That's the only show this year that hasn't been cancelled.
well, I hope it
The,
happens.
the
I think
Museum of
some of the
Arts.
museums, because I won't say where, but it's a big museum show. And
Yeah,
I guess some museums, maybe they're just hoping that they can open up in the autumn. Who knows? Now, Shaun, you live, you've got your, no, of course, you've got a lovely, fabulous studio, haven't you? Outside of your house, haven't you? Which you
yes,
have in
yeah,
the hospital, don't you?
yeah. And I've been going there 5 days a week, and I've been able to produce about 30 or 40 new collages.
What now?
I
You can
feel
do it still.
since this started, I've
Brilliant,
done about 30 or 40,
brilliant.
and I've filled up 5 sketchbooks with new drawings,
You're so
and
prolific.
I've made 4 films since March this year.
You're a slacker, aren't you?
There's no change.
There's
No
no
change with me.
there's no slacking for you, is there? Goodness gracious me.
No, no.
Oh, lovely. So and it seems like you're in good form. And how are you coping with? You're coping well and keeping well.
I'm doing well. I'm doing some exercises every day so that I don't get too stiff and sort of. And I'm busy. I'm keeping my mind active.
You are, aren't you? You're so wonderfully busy. Oh,
And I read 3 short stories a day by Vladimir Nabokov, who's a wonderful writer,
okay.
a very poetic author. And I love reading his stories.
Lovely,
They
lovely,
give me
lovely.
such a lot of laughs. And I
So,
listen to a lot of music,
yeah,
and I speak to people on the phone, on
yeah.
this, on Zoom.
There
I'm
seems
getting
like
better
there
at
aren't
this.
enough. aren't enough hours in the day, are there? Because,
No.
oh, but anyway, Shaun, it's been fabulous talking to you. So thank you so much for this. So I'm going to say goodbye now. So I'm Caroline Wiseman for Alive in Lockdown, 1 year on from Alive in the universe at the Venice Biennale, saying goodbye from the Aldborough Beach Art House. Thank you, Shaun Caton, for talking to us. And see
Thank
you
you very
soon.
much.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Lots of love.
Bye, Shaun. Bye-bye, everybody.